Breaking news first at 4. The fight over facial recognition technology in Detroit comes to a critical vote. We have the results. A growing political scandal in Canada. There are new reports of Canada's Prime Minister wearing brown face, and he just offered a new apology. Ben?
Sanders, summer ends after this weekend, whether we like it or not, but I think you're going to like the temperatures we'll see in its waning days. We'll look at it right now, first at 4.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sandra Ali. Karen is on assignment. First at 4, breaking news, a showdown over using facial recognition technology in the city of Detroit. By an 8-3 vote, the Detroit Police Commission has passed a resolution that will allow the police department to use facial recognition technology. Under the plan, police will use still photos to identify suspects through a state database. Chief Craig thanked the board for passing the vote.
I know I speak on behalf of every person, working man and woman in the department, on how we've used the technology very effectively and working hard to keep our community safe.
Some believe the technology won't be used justly and that it's unfair to people of color. We're gathering reaction from that meeting. We'll have a live report for you coming up at 5. We're keeping an eye on the UAW strike against General Motors. This is day 4 of the labor dispute. Today, negotiations restarted around 8 this morning. Subcommittees tackling the many issues that have led to the strike. Neither side talking publicly right now about how things are going. Nearly 50,000 UAW workers walked off the job at midnight Monday. Business editor Rod Maloney joins us at 5 tonight with a live update. Police are investigating a smash and grab caught on video at a Southfield nail salon. Well, you just heard that. That was glass shattering as the man broke into the salon, which is on Telegraph before 12 Mile. He grabs the register and leaves all in about 5 seconds. You can see the door completely shattered. Right now, police are working to try to identify that man. Well, the calendar says we are just days away from fall, but it doesn't look like summer is ready to leave just yet. Ben, it looks like another great night ahead of us.
So far, Sandra, yeah, we've got another night and then a couple days that are going to look pretty stellar, at least under summer standards going forward. Here, the temperatures right now still shy of 80 in most spots, although some places have gotten right to that mark. Just a little bit of an east-southeast wind for the rest of today, and we don't have any problems in store for tonight. It's another great one as temperatures are going to slide into the 60s tonight, maybe a little bit milder than what we woke up to this morning, but the heat really builds going into the weekend. So we're going to check those Saturday temperatures and find out how much of the weekend is actually going to be wet with thunderstorms. All that in just a few minutes. Sandra?
All right, thank you, Ben. So will this right here be the photo that brings down Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, or will voters be willing to forgive and forget? Trudeau admits this is him in this photo. He's apologized, but other incidents are now emerging. Devin Scillian is following the scandal that comes right in the middle of an election battle. Devin?
That is exactly right, Sandra, and we have seen similar scandals now in the U.S. This one pretty surprising given Trudeau's well-known support for diversity and immigration over his first term, but the leader of the opposition party says the photo shows Trudeau is not fit to govern the nation of Canada. The photo was taken at an Arabian Nights party at the private school where Trudeau worked when he was 29 years old, and this is again just about 20 years ago. He admitted there was one other time that he wore brown face, as he put it. When questioned this afternoon about a third report, Trudeau admitted he's not sure how many times it may have happened. His Liberal Party seems to be standing by him, some of them minorities who have appreciated his support in the past, but he continues to apologize within the past hour.
What I did, the choices I made, hurt people who thought I was an ally. I am an ally, but this is something that obviously I deeply regret and I never should have done.
Wearing brown face is an act of open mockery and racism. It was just as racist in 2001 as it is in 2019.
Trudeau believes a reflection battle that is just a month away is unlikely that this is going to fade away before then. I mean, an election battle. I'm sorry, the Canadian election cycle, much shorter, of course, than the U.S. Some people here admire how quickly the political seasons last in Canada. Sandra, will have to see, though, if Trudeau pays for those decisions at the polls. Back to you.
Yeah, we'll be watching. Thank you so much, Devin. President Trump calling a new whistleblower scandal, quote, presidential harassment. Here's what we know so far. An intelligence official says he heard the president on a phone call with an unidentified foreign leader. The president allegedly made a promise to that leader, which concerned the whistleblower. The inspector general testified before Congress today behind closed doors. Earlier, he told Congress the complaint was, quote, credible and urgent. The acting director of national intelligence, Joseph McGuire, will testify in public. That is set for next week. It has been closed for renovations for 3 years now, but now the Washington Monument is welcoming visitors yet again to D.C. The First Lady Melania Trump, was there to participate in a ribbon-cutting ceremony. The more than 500-foot-tall monument was closed back in 2011 after an earthquake left cracks in the structure. It soon reopened, but it had to close again in 2016 after having some elevator problems. A group of fourth graders joined the First Lady today for the big event. Take a look at this epic moment right here. This was back from 2007. Martin Luther King High School, undefeated, would go on to win the state championship. Number 76 having a career high, planning to go pro, but things did not go as planned. Now he's ready to go for the gold in a different sport after a very agonizing journey. Paula Tutman is in Utica tonight with this amazing story of challenge and triumph. Hi, Paula.
Hey, Sandra. Okay, so you want to talk about a game changer, so I want to show you this. This is going to be just a mere workout. This is just kind of warming up for Antonio. You're looking at 333 pounds before he really gets going. But I got to tell you something. The real heavy lifting is the challenge he faces, something he says he needs to get done in the next 4 days to ensure his success at Olympic trials. Today is a light day. Antonio Martin is lifting a mere...
This is 333 pounds.
Monday, he leaves for Tokyo for a test event against 70 other athletes from around the world.
It's basically a dry run, you know, to go and compete to see how everything is going to run smoothly for the Tokyo Games next year.
But his road to get here is not paved with the usual athletic challenges. In 2012, while playing semi-pro ball, hoping to catch the attention of the pros, he was moonlighting at a nightclub as security when a fight broke out and gunfire followed.
Didn't know I was shot when it first happened, fell to the ground.
In a flash, Antonio went from star athlete to paralyzed from the waist down. Instead of being depressed, he found his way to para-powerlifting.
I never thought about giving up or anything. It was just always showing my kids, you know, to show them that no matter what you hit with in life, you can still overcome it.
Currently, he is ranked 6th in the world, and he only needs to lift 520 pounds to be number 2 and win a spot to compete in the Paralympics next August.
This is something that's giving me an opportunity to do something that nobody has done yet, and that's competing in para-powerlifting and bringing home a gold medal for Team USA.
But that is not his biggest challenge. His biggest challenge is this.
Just to relax so I can get ready to clean the wound.
A sore on his hip created by the rubbing of his wheelchair. So deep you can see all the way down to the bone. But because he has no feelings in his legs, he can't feel it. His wife, who happens to be a nurse, is his eyes and his hands to make sure the wound does not continue to get reinfected and get worse.
What I do is I clean it, normal saline, clean it, grab my Curlex, clean it out, make sure there's no blood, no residue, nothing that's a foul odor, and just monitor it.
Here's the biggest rub. She does not have a seat on the plane to Tokyo.
Without her being there to help me pack it and clean it, I can't clean it or pack it myself because of the position it's in.
Yeah, and so as you can see, this is indeed a family act. And so this is really very serious business for him. The biggest thing is because he can't feel. And what you may not know is even though this is the USA team, some Paralympic sports are not well funded. That means a doctor will not be on site. And that means Antonio will actually have to weigh whether or not he can go to Tokyo on Monday or if he has to wait and take a last chance to try to qualify in March. Very, very dicey situation. But this is a guy, as you can tell, Sandra, will not be stopped. We're going to put a link to his Facebook page on Local 4 Paula Tutman in our social media platforms so you can cheer him on, say, go Antonio, and give him some encouragement. We want him to go to Tokyo, and we want him to bring home the gold in August. Don't you agree?
Oh, we definitely do. And, you know, and Paul, that's what I was going to ask you. At this point, what is he thinking? Is he thinking he's going to give it a shot? Or obviously he needs some sort of community support here.
Yeah, he does. He does need community support. And again, because there's not going to be a doctor there, but he already has his ticket. So he's already set to go. But there is a concern because he cannot feel whether or not that sore is acting up. So this is a real concern.
Yeah, so many obstacles. You know what? Let's hope he gets that support. And of course, we'll be following it as well. Thank you so much, Paula. Still ahead, celebrities like the Kardashians have faced backlash over certain posts on social media. Now, Instagram and Facebook changing the rules to try to protect children. Also, a new kind of payment plan from Amazon. See if it's something that might make your life a little bit easier. But first, here's Doc.
Hey, Sandra, in good health, it's something we don't talk about that often. Male breast cancer. It's rare, but we have some disturbing information about survival rates. Also, new beverage guidelines for your kids, what they should be drinking and what they should avoid. Good health. That's next.